All right, perfect. Aloha and
How's
welcome,
it going?
everyone. Welcome to another episode of Alpha After Dark. I have my co host here, Charles, and as well as our beautiful all star tonight, Phoenix. And then I'm filling in tonight for Chad. This is Farmer or Niles. And so I just want to welcome you all. Since I have you, everybody, please, right now, go down, like, subscribe, and turn on your alerts for the next episode. We'll be doing this every week, or they'll be doing this every week. So let's make sure you guys hit that, okay? Charles, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to log into Twitter on my iPad and it's not going well. How are you tonight?
Oh, awesome. That being said, everybody, if you want, go to Twitter right now and make sure you share that, please. Tweet it out, comment, share. We know Phoenix, big influencer here on Twitter. She does that enough for all of us here at an Alpha. So, Phoenix, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys. See, someone just said, "Isn't it past your bedtime?" They
They
know
already
me.
know. Tell you you're still at work. See, look at the background.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm kind of glad it's blurred.
It's a beautiful broom. I have the same broom. Okay. I think everybody has that exact same broom. So
Nice and red.
But yeah, we're especially honored tonight to have you here, to have a woman in the space, especially in the DeFi space, because it's pretty dominantly men. And so it's nice to have a feministic touch in a world of egotistical drive and testosterone.
That's a good way to put it.
So I guess what you almost say is a perfect lead-in. So I consider you to be a social media influencer or a Twitter influencer. You may think differently, but you've influenced me personally, and you're always out there and you're always active, which is absolutely amazing. But you've recently fell into, maybe you can explain or elaborate a little further, some sort of collaboration with the Blockchain Babes, and we just did a video with them an AMA with them the other day.
Yeah, absolutely. So they are building their brand and collectively just trying to give women in the space a voice and a place to collaborate. They have a lot of good connections, and so they're sharing alpha within their Discord, and they want people to be active. So they just recently changed things. So you need to be active in the Discord so you can unlock the different channels and join in the fun.
Awesome. How long is this something new? Is this an ongoing thing or?
It is new. I guess I joined a while ago before I was just kind of a fly on the wall because one of my other influencer friends, she was in there, so I wanted to check it out. I like the concept, and then after they decided to do the AMA, I thought they did a really good job talking to subs. I was very impressed when I listened to the playback.
Awesome.
So hopefully I can jump on some AMAs with them. I think it's just a good experience to get yourself out there and help give women a voice. We did a post today and we got trolled immediately. It was quite entertaining.
And I think that's exactly what you said, is giving people, especially women in this space, a platform to be able to express themselves and carve out a pie for themselves in the DeFi space. Everything needs to be equitable. There needs to be equality all around. And so I love seeing you over there because, again, even though you just admitted secretly that you are an influencer when you said one of my other influencer friends, meaning you are an influencer, what has kind of driven to you to lead that lifestyle or influential lifestyle on social media or Twitter, more specifically, I suppose?
When I first started in the crypto space, I just had to look this up. I think I started trading in 2017. But I had been watching the market for years. I just didn't really know what to do. And I had so many questions, but I didn't have anybody to ask. So then I have a good friend on here, Altcoin Sherpa. We have some mutual in real life friends, so they were able to help connect me to him. And he took the time to sit and explain things like what's a Fibonacci level, what's a support line and resistance, and the different kinds of candles, because you read it, people put the posts out there, and I was following charts every day, but I didn't know what they were talking about.
Right.
And I feel like once you've been in the space, it's all just like secondhand to you or second nature. But to new people, it's like reading another language.
Yeah, it's almost like Latin.
yeah, so I just kind of wanted to help. Like, I feel so bad for people that don't have the connections that I had, that I found somebody who'd been doing it for years that could take the time to talk to me.
So what would you say some of your strengths are then?
Well, I'm pretty good at charting, but like personality wise, pretty good at calling things out as I see them.
I mean,
there's a lot of things in our space that are sugar coated, and I don't like that.
Oh, absolutely. That's why transparency is always the best strategy, in my opinion.
And I have no problem
sugarcoat-
admitting, like, if I pick a project and then it flops, like, I mean, we all drink the Kool-Aid sometimes.
We sugarcoat a lot of things in the space to kind of win over investors, I feel. And
Yes.
I don't think that's obviously not the right angle to take. Like not sharing information right when it's available to you, things like that.
Absolutely. And that, in deciphering what different things mean, or how, like, again, people have been in the space, they use different words to try to make it look really fancy, and somebody looking in has no idea.
Sustainability.
So I just like to kind of, bring it back.
That's how
dial it down a little.
That's how I feel anytime I see the word sustainability now, especially coming from the agricultural industry. They tend to use very trend words like natural or free range or sustainable, and really nobody kind of knows what even that phrasing means. And so it drives me crazy when I hear it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's like a trigger for me. I'm like, oh no.
What about organic?
Organic.
Is organic one of them?
Yeah, that's another one.
Seems like just a general term now. Doesn't seem like it's really talking about anything specific or anything.
There's a conventional ag company out here on Maui that says that they organically manage 40 acres when it's like 41,000 acres total. And sure, you can organically manage the practices you can have can be organic practices or regenerative practices if you want. Or really it stems from indigenous practices, but that's not what we're here to talk about. And so I just don't understand the theory of it where you're like, oh yeah, we organically manage this 40 acres, but everything around it is sprayed heavily and the soil is degraded to a certain point. So I'm the same way in that sense. It drives me crazy, certain words.
That's a whole nother topic. I'm reading the book, It All Starts with Food.
Okay.
I think we've been poisoned our whole lives.
Absolutely. Yep. That, like you said, that is a whole nother conversation. We use synthetic fertilizers to grow food, and in turn it kills the nutrients and the microbiology in the soil, which is what essentially gives you the nutrients to grow food. And so because you destroy that life trying to create life, you have to put more of that, which degrades the soil even further, which allows for the topsoil and everything else to blow away because there's no life in it, or there's no roots in it. That's another thing. So, but I also see you as a leader and as a connector. And so going back to what your strengths would be, in my personal opinion, I've had the pleasure of you being a mod for us over at Alpha Shares and seeing what you can do and your ability to help connect things and push things. And so I really see you again as an influential leader, especially in the Twitter DeFi space, which Chad can be jealous of me. I'm kind of honored to be interviewing you as the first woman as well. So I love you, Chad. Thank you.
And hey, we hope you feel better, Chad. Hope everything goes all right with the MRI, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely thinking about you, brother.
I was hoping maybe he'd secretly just like pop in.
I was hoping he would, because I know how much he really wanted to be here to be speaking with you and on instead of me. But I love to be here on his behalf. So,
You're so good with words.
I'm a baby sub that's older than him, I guess. I'm not quite as articulate as him and Merc, but that's why they're like, hey, you can do this. That's fine. Did you start in stocks ever? Did you ever do stocks? Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I did. I tried. I mean, I still have some. I don't actively trade it because it was so boring.
What did you start?
What?
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
My bad. What did you like when you were first getting into crypto? What did you start with? Like when you moved away from stocks and moved into like crypto and then eventually into DeFi, like what did you focus on for the first, like you said you started in like 2017 and you already had some knowledge of it. What?
Yep. So I was just
Yeah,
trading.
describe like 2017 and then 2018 into that bear market.
So I was, it's embarrassing because I was self-taught. I was just watching YouTube videos and I downloaded the Gemini app and I would watch the squiggly lines on the line chart. And I was like, oh, look, I keep getting notifications. It goes up 10% and down 10%. I think I can figure this out. So that's how I started trading.
Learning thresholds.
And then my new friends were like, no, you need to read candles. I'm like, why? These really cool lines move up and down. Like, I can read those. But they're so, like, candles give you so much information. If you would have told me years ago that this hairdresser would be reading charts and I have, like, my laptop in the corner at the salon and I'm trading and jumping on new things as they launch in the middle of my workday. Alpha launched on a busy Saturday. So in between clients, I bought that day.
I was gonna say, did you accidentally buzz somebody's head? Oh, I'm missing it.
There have been times where I was like, oh, hold on a moment. I'm just gonna bring my laptop over here.
Hold on, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. 1 second. Trade.
I will even shut my door, this lovely door behind me, in between clients so that I don't get interrupted if I'm trying to like work crypto real quick in between.
Oh, that's awesome. You have your own little section in there?
Yeah, I've got like a little studio.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Little mini salon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then that's great.
That's cool. What do your coworkers say about it? Do they give you like a hard time about it, or
you're independently?
Like,
do you lease the spot?
Yep, I lease my own spot.
Oh, okay. I thought you were there with other people. My bad.
Well, sort of. I mean, I have roommates all around me, and I'm a little bit loud, and my life is a little chaotic. So I think that they probably all think I'm a little bit scary and weird because I talk about crypto to 90% of my clients, even though none of them know what it is.
Yeah, actually, why don't you tell us a little bit about your in real life, in the sense of career choice, I guess. And then if you want to get into dynamics of like what that would be, because I know a couple hairstylists where I know that they rent the spot. So you're technically your own boss and you don't necessarily have coworkers per se, but you do have those people working around you.
Yep. So I have been on my own, gosh, I think for 10 years already. I've been doing hair for 20 years. And I just don't really do good with bosses at all. I don't like being told what to do. So I did break off on my own because I remember there were days when I would work for big salons and I'd be sicker than a dog and they did not care. You came to work, whether I was throwing up in between clients or had a fever. You were there working. And now, especially in this season of my life, I've got little kids, so this just works. You know, if I have sick children on a Saturday, I'll come in on a Sunday if I have to. I mean, I don't want to, but I will. Or like Thursdays, I work 12 hours and just get half my hours for the week out of the way. So that's nice. It gives me a lot of flexibility and freedom. Or the other day, I didn't have a sitter, so they sat in here with me.
That's awesome. The flexibility of being able to do that is always nice. And then I'm always one to want to be my own boss, always. I also have been kind of my own boss for the last decade per se. So it's nice not waking up to a certain alarm or certain aspects of you're late. You kind of have your own dictation of what you want to do, which is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is obviously tied into you being a leader. You know, leaders have trouble taking orders from people that they find are unsuited to be giving certain orders. And I found that a lot of the time, especially in certain industries, you have a lot of incompetency in some sort of managerial role or executive role. So I find that it's best to work for yourself. But for Alpha, I'm actually, I think it's phenomenal with John and Tyler and Charles and Merck and Chad. It's all very well balanced, and I really love it. So
it doesn't really feel like work, though, does it?
No, not at. I mean, only in the sense of I'm sitting versus being active. because my whole life has always been active work, not necessarily passive work. Not that this is passive. There's still a mental toughness to it, especially a mental toughness. And it's just lots of conversation. And so I think I said to you, it's kind of like being a bartender in a DeFi bar or in a crypto bar in the DeFi world. You just have to be good at engaging and keeping people engaged, as well as being able to have any type of conversation on a whim, basically, because somebody at any point in time can ask you about the project or about yourself.
I do have to say that I did take that one to heart. I mean, I took that in multiple ways because it just helps in a lot of areas. Because each person brings their own thing to the table.
Absolutely. And so I think, especially in this space, focusing on people's strengths is going to be have a heavy hitting to it. It will have a lot of backing. You'll get a lot of things done if you're focusing on those things, opposed to weaknesses or areas of opportunity is what I like to call them. Nobody likes to do things they're not good at.
Sometimes I have a hard time remembering that networking is a strength because
it is.
I don't know.
Without networking, there's nothing. I mean, because networking means community. Community is what helps build networking, which expands. And then, word of mouth is everything in marketing. Paying for marketing is such a waste. So having the ability to connect people like you do and influence people like you do and be a leader like you are, those are the things that are really grasping. And so you've really hit the ground running, honestly. I mean, but you're just doing what you normally do.
Yep. I just wanted to share that with other people and simplify it if I could.
And so for those of us that are bad, we do bot trading. And I know you're up and down about your bot trading, and I'm pretty sure you just pulled out of one not the other day that ended up going up, maybe, if I read that correctly on your post today.
My human emotions, the bots know better than I do. Yeah, I would have been up probably like 30%.
So tell me about your experience with bot trading, your loves, your despises, why you decided to act emotionally and get out of this last one.
It was so hard because, so I used to just kind of swing trade, and then I started playing with scalping. And the bots that I have, a buddy of mine, he had created some indicators, and so that's kind of what these bots are based on. And so they're like trading off of like the stock market open and close in different indicators, not what I think. So ETH was going up the other day for like a day. So I closed it in profit for like $10.
Well, you didn't fall for the whole bear trap then. At least you made something.
It was in a short, and so it was up like 20%, and I think I ended up closing in like 10% because I didn't want to lose all of it, and then the market dumped. My bot wasn't doing anything because I shut it off.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So all my friends are like, "Yay, look at these games." I'm like, "Yeah, no, not me."
You're like, and you're welcome for the advice. I will be here all week. Thank you.
Do you want to counter trade me?
So why do you keep going?
So I like my bots because they are trading for me in the background. I have a separate account for them, so I don't touch any of that money at all. It helps save me from myself most of the time. My plan was to just let them passively go, to show people that they can passively trade for you. Then nobody slapped my hand and I closed it.
And then your hand got slapped afterwards.
Yeah, dang it.
Well.
So Bad Shogun's dropping a little bit of alpha right now. He's showing what the auction is going to look like when you bid on it. Go to the main chat, alpha chat on Discord.
Why does he do this to me when I'm out of town?
He doesn't when we're doing things. So overall, do you enjoy bot trading? Is it?
Yes.
Okay. I would agree. I do one bot trading and it has been pretty generous. So.
Are you trading BTC or are you trading altcoins?
It is BTC, ETH. I think there's another one. It's not XRP. I forget which one it trades as well. But there's another one. It focuses more on ETH because Bitcoin is so volatile that the thresholds can be breached very quickly. So I think it trades more conservatively, I suppose, with something that's not so vicious. And so it depends on whether it's, I don't believe it's XRP, but for the sake of the conversation, it's either XRP or ETH. It'll trade into those. And it typically averages anywhere from, it was 10% for a while, but now it's 6.5% as with this bear market. I've never seen it perform in a bear market, so it's interesting.
Still really nice to have it do that in the background for you.
Yeah.
I was trading Luna the other day.
Recently?
New Luna.
Oh, okay.
I'm hurt to admit that, especially on air.
Merc is like seething right now.
Judging the shit out of me right now.
Totally.
Yeah. I was on KuCoin to make it even worse.
Oh my
I was on
gosh.
KuCoin, 20x leverage. I was doing good and I got liquidated real quick because it was volatile. But the funniest part is that KuCoin.com or KuCoin, okay, their futures landing page, it says on there, like, we just added the new Luna Perpetual right under it. I bet it's still there. You can see it. It says extra, something about it's extra volatile, so you can make like a fuck ton more money. Like, it's extra volatile, so it's like you can get a lot more money. And you can get wrecked a lot harder, dipshits. Like, they know that, of course, but damn. It's bad to like say that. Like, that seems like you'd get regulators coming after you just for that alone. Like, you're implying you want people to leverage trade because you're promising them more gains because it's just released and it's volatile as hell and it's a horrible token and it means nothing and it's ridiculous that we're still talking about it.
And degens are like, oh my god, I'm gonna do it. Do you know what
people are just ridiculous?
Get? Oh yeah, chasing.
They'll invest in so many things, so I'm not surprised that so many people are invested in Luna or won't abandon ship. I think they took the L too hard, and it went to a lot of them took it to heart, which is understandable. I have friends that yeah, I know you did. Like, a lot of people want to like not give up hope, and I get that, but at a certain point, you gotta abandon ship and be like, this project is Ponzonomic, and this project is dead.
Phoenix.
I just I if they want to try to save it and people to get their money back, like, that's awesome. That's like, I hope everybody could get their money back from it, everything they lost. But I just know that's not going to happen. And what if it happens again? What if they rug Luna like this time, or Luna 2? I mean, like, anything that happened with these dudes, they just wiped out what? How many billions? 30?
Oh yeah.
Between UST and Luna? Fuck's sake. Okay.
What do you think about that, Phoenix?
It makes me so upset. I really thought that staking UST was like safe.
Everybody
and
did.
I'm jaded. And
everybody.
I have a really good friend who he was a big like Luna investor. He held it from the way beginning. He did good with it. And we had talked about, I said, so like how stable is this, and like what happens someday if Luna tanks? Never thinking it would ever happen. He said, if that happens, the whole market will dump. Damn it, he was right.
I'm surprised it didn't dump harder. Honestly.
He tweeted at 9 p.m. the night before and was like, sold all my Luna and I was sleeping. Or his UST.
Oh my
gosh. I still held.
I usually transfer things to USDT, and I just happened to not do it in that time, which is great. Because
wait, you were in UST or USDT?
Oh, UST. I'm sorry, I said USDT. Yeah, UST is what I meant.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, you meant UST. Okay.
Usually, when I transfer things from one account to another, it's in that. And I just the last few times I did not do that. Luckily.
Good. Good for you, dude.
Dodging bullets left and right in DeFi space. I'll tell you.
I got some bullet recently. I don't remember what it was, and then I got like wrecked right after, so it didn't matter. But I dodged some bullet. Hey, Phoenix, what is your favorite project besides that?
I'm sorry, you cut out. What is what?
Oh, my bad. What's your favorite project besides Alpha? That's from Great Fat Pajama. Shout out to GFP.
Name your top three.
Um, so
Yeah.
I don't for projects in general or coins. I really like AVAX. That's my
Well, what about projects?
top favorite coin. Right now, I'm digging into I'm probably gonna butcher it. Non-fungible films, NFTs.
Okay.
So
Movies,
I have
though?
a really sweet friend, and everybody needs a friend like him. And he's who introduced me to Alpha. Actually, he was like, "Here, just sign up in this Discord. You can be an OG." I'm like, "Cool, thanks."
It's a great
Oh my
Um,
god.
best
Yes.
friend.
Okay.
Everybody needs a friend like him, but I'm not sharing. And so he was like, "Hey, buy one of these NFTs." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I bought a EP pass, as they call them, which like unlocks everything, and they only have 1,000 of them. And then I bought 3 because, of course, when they give you like a tier breakdown, I always want to be at the top.
Which is why you're in God mode.
That's right. You sneaky little devil, you. I did. Oh my gosh, that's probably when my follower count started growing, was when I unlocked God mode.
Awesome.
Thank you, Thor. Thank you.
Yeah. So, do you prefer NFTs? Do you prefer tokens or coin? Like, what is your preference?
I don't know, because if you would have asked me a couple months ago, I was so in love with nodes and all of them and rebase tokens, and now they're all like dead. So now I have to learn how to love NFTs.
They're like the
That's everything.
Jedis. They're a dying breed.
I actually used to work with a rebase token company project that did a rebase token that got kind of popular, and it was a DAO, so I just like worked. It wasn't like I was on staff. It was like I just did work for it for a while, and the beginning of December, I started getting a weird feeling. We were talking about jumping ship earlier. That's the ship that I jumped. I was trying to remember. I saw the price of Olympus go to 1,300 from where I bought it at like 550, or like I DCA'd, but around 550, and it went down a little bit, and then it went up to 1,300, and I just said to myself, like, gut feeling, I was like, never gonna beat this price ever again. It's never gonna be this high. Sell what you have, wait till it falls, buy back in, or like don't buy back in ever because it's failing. But I didn't know it was gonna fail, obviously. So I also pulled out of Wonderland because I was like, if Olympus is gonna fall, Wonderland's not gonna sustain. I knew Wonderland wasn't gonna sustain, like most people did. I'm not trying to like claim Merc would know something about me being a genie. Yeah, I know things.
Well, tell me next
Anyway,
time.
I'll try. Well, like I didn't know about nodes. I went all in on nodes. I bought
Oh, did
Thor at
I?
oh dude, I bought Thor at 150 a token.
Ow. Ow.
150, and it went up to 300 again, and they announced the reward thing right away, and boom, everything fell. I got an R&D at a good time. What was the best node project like for you? Like what did you make the most on? And then which one wrecked you the hardest?
I'm not gonna.
Don't be afraid. This is a private conversation.
You
Nobody will
just
know.
like set me up. What happened?
I support you with whatever you say at any point. Okay.
I'm not gonna take the
Did you
bait.
want
I
to?
can't.
We're gonna have to
So
try
here's a
harder than
really
that,
stupid
Charles. Okay.
story.
Yeah,
You
I
almost
know. It's
got
gonna
me.
take. I don't know.
Okay, so I went all in on dairy money. Anybody hear
Milk.
of dairy money?
Dairy
Yeah.
milk.
Did hear of
I was
that.
looking at that too. Or dairy cow or
So
whatever
I got
it
in
was.
right in the beginning, and instead of taking any profit or my ROI, I just compounded
Get
so
it.
I could be a cow farmer because I wanted the battle cow NFTs that never came out.
You gotta hold, bro. You gotta compound,
it-
bro.
Animal husbandry is hard, okay? For the record, it's not easy having a bunch of cows. That's what it's called in the agriculture world. I thought the same. Your facial expression was the same thing I thought when I first heard it. Animal husbandry? I don't want to marry this cow. What the fuck?
I did. I married my cows,
Okay, so you kept compounding.
and then it died.
It died hard too, real hard.
It died, and I was a cow whale, and now I'm not.
Well, unfortunately, that's what we saw. Go ahead, Charles.
Oh no, I was gonna let you talk.
Okay.
And I gave a weird look at the camera. I saw
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's everything is still unfolding in that way in the node realm, the
Yes,
node
it
apocalypse, if we would. I don't know if anyone said that yet, but that's what it is.
It
Hey,
is.
what if power goes back up to like $70? I don't even think it was ever 70.
If what does?
Was power ever at 70 or no? Probably not.
Oh,
It was
gosh,
low.
Strong was
cow,
high,
that's
power
another
wasn't, yeah.
salt in the wound.
I think Thor's gonna hit like, dude, the new P2E game. I'm bullish, bro. Bullish on Thor, bro.
On Gods of Asgard, is that what it is?
Sorry.
Oh, are
Sorry.
you?
Phoenix is so bullish
I'm
too.
not talking
It's her
about
most favorite project
just-
she's ever gotten into.
To the moon.
To the moon. Win moon, baby. Win moon.
old, bro.
First, we're gonna go sub-zero, and then we're gonna moon.
You know,
Okay.
we like to go climactic.
Phoenix, I have a serious question for you.
Okay.
How do you
Okay.
feel about all the influencers that kept pushing strong when they knew it was gonna fail?
Ooh,
When they saw the writing on the wall and they kept pushing it. What
that's
do
a
you
good
think about
question.
them?
As an
The ones
influencer.
that
I think that's
pushed it.
disgusting.
I'm not saying ones that
That
were
is gross.
invested in it and talked about it. I'm saying the ones that pushed it every day like it was their like ritual
Ride
to
or
get that
die.
exit. What do you think about that?
I truly hope that like they didn't know the writing on the wall, because shame on them. Oh, that's a whole nother thing.
I feel like they're not smarter than me.
Go.
Like these people have
Go.
more money than I do.
Go.
They have more
Go.
followers than well, they have more followers than me, but they do. I mean, they probably know better than I do, and I could see it. Many could see it. Strong was running out of rewards in the reward pool months ago. I don't know what they were doing with Stronger and Strong Chain and Strong Bad.
No.
And
Were those influencers getting paid to shill, or were they saving their own bags?
I don't think that they not that I don't know that anybody was getting paid on that one. But I think people were trying to save their own ass.
Yeah.
Sorry, is this a family show?
No, he said the
Save
F
their own
word.
bag.
It's Alpha After Dark. It's Aloha Alpha
Okay.
After Dark. Okay.
okay,
I
because
think
it
that's
just
terrible. I don't know how people sleep at night doing that.
that's all I mean. Like it's one thing to I shill alpha all the time, right? It's because I believe in it. I'm on the
And
team.
I'm heavily invested, and I've never sold a
Yes.
damn alpha token.
You deserve
Yeah.
OG.
Like
I am an OG.
Perfect. Reward given.
you know that, Army?
With the power bestowed on me, you're double OG. Okay.
Thank you.
The first double OG.
Oh my gosh. Too funny. Double OG, OG, double OG, Phoenix.
I just had to ask you that. It wasn't. I mean, it just came up. It just came to mind right now, rather. But I had to ask you that because a couple people that shilled it until the very, very end, and even after this happened, treated it kind of gave it an easy. They went about like showing their disapproval in a very cop out way, and then
Mhm.
they went on to like defend it a little, and I just feel like getting anybody in on that project at the end right there when everybody could see what was happening to that, then the nodes, like I just feel like they knew better, and it just that really bothered me. Not much in the space bothers me anymore, 'cause I'm a stupid degen that likes to lose money apparently and might have
Me
a
too.
gambling addiction, whatever we are. But no, really though, it just really
I bought
bothered
like 17 goblins yesterday.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You better be messing
Yeah,
with
I
me. Oh my god.
me. Yeah, that's awesome.
You better sell them before. Are you talking about the ones that make goblin noises in their spaces or AMAs?
No. This is
Okay, it's something
I'm
different.
learning all kinds of things. It's a derivative.
And wait, aren't you the one that wants to do a gnome collection?
Yes.
Okay.
Way to
Yes.
say it. Way to say it on air, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. TM.
Yeah,
Trademark idea.
gave away my
That's a verbal
idea.
contract.
Jeez.
We just
Yeah.
cut that out. Do cut
Yes.
it out.
Gobzuki, that's
Just
what I bought.
cut. Okay, cut. Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Oh,
That works. That's how you do it,
Godzilla,
right? In
you
video.
know, Baby Godzilla. Godzuki.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how many NFTs do you have? How
Not a
what
lot.
how diverse and regenerative? I'm just kidding. How diverse is your NFT collection? How organic is it and
well-
natural? And do they free roam? Are they grass fed NFTs? Are they free roam? Caged?
So,
They're caged,
I
aren't
have-
they? Oh God.
They are kind of caged.
Jesus.
I'm a little bit limited in the space.
Oh my God. You need to let your
I do
NFTs
have
run
a-
wild. They're healthier that way.
So-
Just kidding.
Before yesterday, I only had a couple on the ETH network, and now I have a whole bunch.
Do you actually have ATS? What does that stand for? That abbreviation?
Mm-mm,
Apes
clearly I
together.
don't.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You
Mm.
don't?
It's Brando and everybody.
Yeah. I that was
Good project.
my first ETH NFTs.
Really?
Yeah.
I was on the whitelist,
Wait, that was
and
your
then
very first?
the market was being stupid, and so I just got scared.
Oh, interesting.
And now I'm super into NFTs, and I'm kind of sad I didn't get one.
Yeah, I probably only got it because
You always-
of
Regret.
no, you're all good. Because of the relationship that we had. That was the only reason, because we had that partnership is what drove me over there. I am interested to see what the looking glass is going to entail. The next stage of
Okay.
their
That's
their style. But again, back to
So
I
they
do
sent a
have-
banana. They sent everyone a banana. Like if you bought an ape, or for every ape together strong ape you bought, they sent you like a banana, a
Bunch.
bushel, or a crate.
Yeah.
Bunch. Sorry, bunch. And what it is you like, I guess you combine them, or I don't know. Is it changing your original NFT into a new one? Is it gonna like burn your original one and then mutantize? No, it wouldn't do that. It would just be a new.
So I think it's like
a new NFT.
Goku, and then like Goku Super Saiyan 1, Goku Super Saiyan 2. I don't know if you're Dragon Ball Z
Okay, I
people or
got you.
not, but
Okay.
she's like, I have no idea what
Everything.
anime crap you're talking about. That being said, somebody needs to make a Dragon Ball Z NFT trademark. That's still our idea. Okay, you can't take it. But for real,
You
I
go
should
by
be
the
telling all these great
enormous-
ideas.
I can't help it. That's what I thought this
Yeah,
was. A think tank.
easy.
I have you here, so we're supposed to impress. So you come back. That's what Chad told me. He needed an epic favor. No, but how many NFTs do you have? I'm sorry, we got off on a tangent there, and we started talking about ATS and other things.
So I'm a sucker for buying NFTs just because I think they're cute.
No matter the utility or not.
Yeah.
I'll buy
That's the
cute, cheap
problem.
ones. I'll buy
Yeah.
like if they're pretty. I'll buy a cute one. I like
But what
little
is cheap?
frogs. I like turtles. I like
Free.
I don't have an NFT, but I like. I guess I like turtles.
I like there's
Remember
a
that?
turtle one that what is this? It's like sewer
Turtle?
turtles. Trappin' trailer park turtles. That's another one. But we don't need to go in. I don't know anything about it. So
Oh, I know
Trappin'
what
trailer
those
park
Trappin',
turtles.
yeah,
That sounds
Trappin' trailer park turtles. I think it's something about
like they're trapping like rappers would trap. Maybe
they look like yes, they look like a hip hop style Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Except
okay.
without the, like
Okay,
the
gotcha.
masks
I
and
didn't
stuff
know what
like
kind of
that.
trap it was. They could be fishermen trapping
Trailer parks.
sea.
I don't know. That's what it is. A trapping trailer park. Maybe it's like Eminem, but turtles in the trailer park, and they're
Slim Shady
trying to build.
or
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
King?
No, good question. Touche. I'm talking about B Rabbit. That's who I'm talking about. B Rabbit. I only have like 5 NFTs, so I don't have a very wide collection of NFTs.
Hey, but you maybe have the coolest NFT I've ever seen in my fucking
That's
life, and I'm
true.
not just saying to like kiss ass or like.
It's
Yeah,
unfortunate
I'm
that it's
being
not
like.
up here, but
It's maybe the coolest.
I am
What?
I don't mind looking at my Duluth photo though. I said I wish I would have told Dude to put it up here. I was very unclear about. I just sent it to him. So
For those who don't know, I don't know where I am position wise on the screen. So
Centerfold.
for those who don't know, Farmer is in the newest Duluth catalog as a model. Because that's what he do sometimes. He farms and he models and he lives in Hawaii and he
Are
has
you
a bad
serious?
life.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to the new catalog for Duluth
Pretty
Brewing
dope
Company,
thing.
me and my significant other, well, I'm in it because it's for Father's Day, and so I'm in the back, and our farm's in there. And there's a little. You want to know? You want me to dox? There you go. That's a full dox right there.
I'm gonna find it.
I can maybe drop it in the chat later, but yeah, there's a couple photos. They reached out to us on social media and wanted to come out and shoot us on our farm. The funniest thing is that we were just in the process of having a falling out with our previous landowners that kicked us off the farm that we were actually on and operating. So Duluth saw that farm. And so because we transitioned, I had 6 months to turn grass into food. And so the transition or the transformation of the land in 6 months, I mean, you're not getting any good harvest within the first, I mean, even couple years, if anything, until you're really building up soil health, microbiology, and everything that I was kind of stating before, nutrients, micronutrients, trace minerals, so on and so forth. So it was a lot of grueling days of doing things by hand and building, what was it? 6, 12, 18 50-foot beds. It's not that big, luckily, because it was just an acre that we were on. We were just showcasing how you could have an acre as a housing and a garden or farm that you were able to provide for something other than yourself. And so that's my whole theory about decentralizing food sources into centralizing them into neighborhoods. So neighborhoods should be able to feed themselves, and then maybe you can trade with other people within your own island or your own town. Here in Hawaii, we have 11 different microclimates, which means things are going to grow in 11 different styles or strategies. And so that means you can have different diversity of crops in those certain areas. Some do better in colder climates, desert climates, drier, wetter, so on and so forth. We have tropical, we have high desert, we have there's snow on top of the mountains. So there's a lot of things that go into all of that. And so yeah, I live
I think that's a great idea.
The biggest concern with food and the food industry is transportation. So GMO talk came out because GMOs were supposed to save the world of starvation, but starvation or there being enough food in the world isn't the issue, because if you see how much food we throw away in a given day, it's not food production, it's logistics and transportation. You know, you buy a can of peaches that is grown in Thailand, shipped to Vietnam, and then shipped to California, and that's where you get it. And so because of that transportation, things are picked early, which means they're not as nutritious as they were. And then they have a 7-day, 10-day, 14-day travel across the ocean to 5 different places till they meet. And then they have a shelf life of another 7 days and they're done. So there's a lot of things that I could talk on and touch on when it comes to any kind of supply chain, especially regarding materials and food out here where we live, because we're the last on that chain. So the mainland will always be taken care of first. We will be always taken care of last or not at all. And so that's why I really push and drive food security out here and why it's important. So I do wear many hats. I do many things in the space and on the island and around the islands. So it's very rewarding.
How many hats?
I'm sorry?
How many hats do you own?
How many hats do I own?
I'm kidding.
Too funny. I actually own 5 of the same hat. That same hat that I always wear. That is
red one.
It's not the one that I have on now. No, because that was strictly for Duluth. Oh, that's what we were talking about. By the way, they didn't let me keep any clothes. They paid us, but they didn't let us keep any clothes.
Come on, Duluth.
Like the socks.
I know you're
They
watching.
were adamant about us
Hey,
giving them
hey,
socks
move.
back. Apparently, the socks are like the creme de la creme.
What?
And I don't wear underwear, so I didn't try
Like
the underwear.
$1,000
So.
socks?
I mean, they were literally 20. Nice reaction from you. $20 socks. Like they're expensive. Like one pair of socks. They're comfortable. When you
$20
put them
socks.
on,
They
you're like,
made
oh
you
my
give them
god,
back to.
it's
Is
hugging
it
my
organic
foot.
cotton?
It's sustainable cotton, free roam, free range, grass fed cotton.
Ah,
I think I got that shit in my backyard.
Yeah, it was kind of shocking that they didn't let us keep any of the clothes. But they paid
Is
us.
this you in
pretty
the
well.
gray t-shirt?
Correct. That's part of it. Yes. Yes, that is my actual face.
only we
I found you.
on the other screen it says NFT, I guess.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
then that's what I am very honored and love, and I know Nath is probably not listening to this right now. But the NFT that it's not even an NFT, but the imagery that she did for me that symbolizes myself in the real world connected to the crypto world.
That's an NFT. Oh, well, not yet, but it will be.
I want to see it. Put it in the chat.
Oh my gosh, which one? I'll put it in. It's funny
You
because
can
I
put it in
didn't
the
want to.
mod chat. You don't have to share with everybody. Just me.
Okay.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I would put it in there and then I would delete it. I'm like, I don't want somebody to save my picture and then they can use it. But I'll put it in the main one. That's fine.
Do the same thing.
Wow,
Of course, you
in
can
the main
screenshot it.
I know she's like, Mom, taking it. But I love it. That hat is actually the logo on the hat is our farm logo. So anybody that's in this, if you're in Alpha Discord right now, or you're in our Alpha Discord, you can go in there and see what I just posted. It is my profile
Really,
photo.
my favorite. The reason why it's my favorite is the level of detail in the background. I know it's like blurred, but the level of detail is so cool. I mean, just the background itself, but the lines on the wolf's hair,
right?
Just like incredible, dude.
So she was gonna do
and the ears look good, and
like a thinner hair, but she's incredible. For those of you that have seen photos of my puppy, or he's not a puppy anymore, but Mana, that is literally him. So I sent her a picture of my dog, and that's Mana. All the markings and everything, the hair. It's a blue healer, Australian healer. That is him.
Beautiful dog.
That is my brother's logo on my shirt. His company is called Green Mitten in Michigan. It's actually a ganja company. And that is where I first started to learn how to grow hydroponics and aeroponics and things such as that. And then obviously the spliff. So it's very personal. I mean, those are the overalls that I wear when I farm. So this is like very me encompassing.
Wait, you grow hydroponics or know how to at least?
Yeah. So back in 2013, or I guess it was 2011. I don't even know what year it was. I started doing hydroponics inside in basements with, high pressure sodium, metal halide lights, doing the thing, making some really good indoor. And then, it just kept sparking me more and more and more. And I got outside and I started learning about soil chemistry. And I really just I'm a big dork and nerd for microbiology and soil. So anytime someone asks, what do I farm? I say soil. Because if you don't farm soil and you don't create soil health, then you're not going to have good plants anyway. So.
Oh my God, I wish I had a video of my garden because you would have died.
It looks so beautiful.
No.
I was going to ask, how do you juggle crypto, your own business, your kids, and now gardening? Because they're all full-time jobs, every one of them.
So my gardening now, I just have a couple plants like in pots, sort of. And I guess I have a little raised bed and I just got a blueberry bush. I hope it lives. But my very first garden box was like the hardest soil you've ever touched in your life. And
oh, yeah.
I grew all these little baby plants from seeds and I loved them so much. And then I put them in this hard ass soil and they died.
Yeah, I could see that.
And then my neighbor came over and he was like, what in the hell is this? I'm like, my garden. And so we started like touching. He's like, I should be able to finger
concrete.
The soil.
Yep. Totally should.
Oh my God, he garden shamed me so bad.
You just always, the theory is like, You want to give them the environment that you want. So if it's too hot for you, it might be too hot for them. Some plants can take high amounts of heat, but you don't want to lay in a concrete bed, right? You want a fluffy bed. So
that is a really good analogy. Now I know.
You're like, no, I sleep on a hard mattress, firm mattress. Thank you.
On the floor, it's fine.
I sleep on concrete floor. So F you. Your analogy is terrible. No thanks. What's your favorite NFT that you hold then? Especially if it's even cuteness, it doesn't have to necessarily be utility.
So I have two really cute ones that I really love. Well, actually, I have a few. It's really bad. So, there's this collection called the Wolfies, and I got into
convenient.
Love the Wolfies.
Convenient.
What?
Love the Wolfies. Love them.
Have you seen them?
Shout out to Wolfies.
They're like so baby
cute.
wolves.
And I have a dragon wolfie, and then she made me one with a black tank top and eyelashes and earrings like I wear.
Oh my gosh.
She made one? That's dope.
Is that what your picture is?
No, that's a top secret project that reveal.
Well,
to come.
Alpha.
Top secret, eh?
I got all kinds of
What do you
things
got?
going on.
What secrets do you have for us then?
Can't tell you yet, but maybe you guys can debut it when the team says we can talk about it.
Okay. What team would that be?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
So who's the founder again of this
That's fine. That's okay. That's
that.
So what all projects are you working on right now?
Oh,
Alphabetical order, please. Discord names.
Alpha. I know. I was just thinking about that the other day. I'm like, oh my gosh, my hands are in so many pots right now. So I'm trying to help with Alpha.
Trying.
My first break was like working with Elevate Trading. I was helping Europa a little bit, and then the blockchain babes.
So you do have a lot of things going on, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to get out there and build my crypto resume.
But you don't consider yourself an influencer. You're funny. You're funny.
2,000 followers.
You're so humble, though. Are you kidding me? And if that was Instagram, I would understand. Like, okay, you don't have that much. But Twitter, like, there's people that are influencers at a couple thousand for sure. I mean, especially if you have a high percentage of those followers committed to what you say and doing what you say and are benefiting from what you say, then, I mean, even more so. It's all about the percentage of engagement versus the percentage or not the percentage, but the amount of followers you have. Right. Because you could have 10,000 followers, but if only 100 are interacting with you, you look like you bought everything then.
Right. I have met some really cool people.
That's good.
I think all of mine are bots. They must be, or I just am the worst tweeter. Because like the ones that aren't about Alpha, when it's about Alpha, I can get like 50, 60 likes. But when it's about anything else, I posted about another network today called Evmos. It's like an EVM that's on the Cosmos networks, like the first EVM on Cosmos networks, and even in the bear market, it's been doing pretty good. And so I've been following it real close ever since the airdrop thing. And why was I talking about Evmos again?
Because I just gave you your second like. I did share your post with my friends.
Oh yeah, all your followers are bots.
But all my followers, I don't have a ton of followers. I have like 850 almost, or somewhere around there. And nobody likes a thing. Nobody engages with anything. Like, I don't even get that many impressions. They don't show. I think I must be shadow banned for the things I post.
Maybe.
I think.
What are you posting?
Stuff that you post.
Post things that I'm unhappy with, unhappy. I retweet you and they shadow ban me right away.
That's exactly what happens. That's why I only have 90 followers, because I get shadow banned for sharing her stuff. Did you just cheers?
Yeah. I was trying to put it down out in the camera.
That you just cheers the camera. I love it when people do that. I'll cheers to that. Here you go. Oh.
Forgot that I had to tip my iPad sideways. I'm a mess.
Oh my gosh. So how do you balance life now that you said you're a mess?
I don't. I'm just out flailing around.
Perfect. Oh, okay. So you're a fish out of water all the time,
Yes.
just working in
I get up at
chaos.
like 4:30 in the morning most days. And then I chug some pre-workout, and then I hurry up and talk to all my friends on the other side of the world and do a little networking.
So I'm sorry, you drink a
Yeah.
pre-workout to talk to your friends on the other side?
Yeah, so I'm trying to multitask.
Woo, getting ramped.
It takes like 20 to 30 minutes to kick in. So then
Okay.
I'm just trying to use my time
And are you like
wisely.
geeking?
I love it. I didn't know if that's just how you get down before you have conversations. You're like, all right, pre-workout, here we go. It could be, that's a mental workout, so
That
it
is so
works.
great. Yes, that is what I do.
So
We're gonna
then
go with that.
what time did the kids get up?
Anytime between 5 and 6 a.m.
Okay.
Yay. I'm always hoping for 6 or later.
And it happens 10% of the time.
Yeah, it just depends. I'm like, I get up at 4:30. I cannot get up any earlier to have some me time, children. Go
Oh
back
my
to bed.
gosh. I can understand. Do they get up?
I have to have a. Sorry, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
I just was gonna say I have to have alone time in the morning, or I can't go on with the rest of my day. It ruins my entire day if I can't like zone out by myself for like an hour and a half or two every day. I like at least an hour. If I have to jump like right out of bed and go meet with somebody, or I'm like with somebody on vacation, they expect me to like hang out with them right away. I ain't trying to hang out. Like, give me a break for a little bit. Anyway, that was a good
What kind
reason
of
to interrupt the
vacations?
I'm just going down the Texas beaches, the cleanest and most beautiful beaches in the world.
White sandy beaches, as far as the eye can
White
see.
sandy beaches with no trash, and
Nothing.
definitely no seaweed all over.
Or
everywhere.
red algae. Or is that Florida, presumably?
We don't have red algae.
Or the
I don't think
red tide. Is that what it's called down there in the Gulf?
it's red. We have the red tide.
Okay.
Blood sea, blood ocean.
The best
blood,
time to get in the ocean
blood beach.
or the Gulf. I guess technically it's still the ocean though, but because you're on that Gulf side, yeah. No, I don't know anything. My mother lives in Florida, and she's spoken about the red tide a couple times. I don't know shit. I mean, in the scope of the world, I don't know anything to be philosophical. I may know something, but I don't know anything in the whole scope.
How did you end up in Hawaii?
How do you? I'm interviewing you. How dare you ask me a question?
Yeah, no, I'd like to know that.
Turned it on you.
Oh, okay. So another hour. Here we go. Just kidding.
All right.
So my father, I remember my father lived out here after college. He's from Indiana. He went to IU. Nothing special in the sense of he just came out here one time on a wing, and he loved it. And he was out here for 11 years. Technically, I was going to be born on Oahu, which is Honolulu or Waikiki. It's the island of Oahu. But we moved to Utah right before I was born. And we ended up leaving there very quickly because my parents didn't want to be converted to Mormons. Anyway, fast forward, we came back every year. I had uncles and aunties out here, not by blood, but just by my dad's best friends. So we came out all the time. And then eventually my parents got divorced and my father moved back out. So then I would still go out here and there and I would still see him. So I still had this connection. I remember when I was 5 years old walking on Kailua Beach that this is where I always wanted to be. So I knew from a very young age that I was living in Kentucky at that point, northern Kentucky, that is. So the winters are cold, not as cold as Michigan or some other places that people are probably used to, like Canada. I just knew that that's where my heart was. And so even more so being a farmer out here and really just taking care of the earth, or the Aina is what they call it, is just really special to me. I moved out here in 2009. I was going to join the military in the hopes that I would have been stationed out here. That's another story. I had a marijuana charge on my record, and I was going for a top secret clearance, and they stopped me right before I went off to basic, before I swore in for the second time. So I was actually able to I swore in the first time, and then you swear in again, and I was able to back out at that point in time. They basically told me that I needed to prove myself again, which I had already done. And long story short, I was like, well, if you're lying to me about this, I just don't feel comfortable going into this. What would be the 3 positions that I would have to take if I did fail? And it was like infantry and something else. And I wanted to do what I wanted to do if I was going to make that level of commitment, and I qualified for every branch, every job except nuclear and Navy, and so I thought it was a waste of intelligence to give somebody that ultimatum. So I stopped. I didn't, and then I ended up just moving out here. Working in restaurants as a tourist destination, high traffic volume of restaurants and hotels. It was very easy to fall into restaurants and make money as a bartender or as a server. So that's really how I was able to bed in out here and really sink my feet in. And then eventually, the whole goal was always to make enough money to buy land to be able to farm and live. I'm going to hate myself for saying this, to live sustainably. I'm going to have to think of how I pitch that now because I've said that for so long in my life. But to be more self-reliant. And the island that I live on is a sustenance island. And when I say that, I mean basically we provide for ourselves. We do have boats and stuff that come in, but the diversity of vegetables and food is very limited, and we're at the end of the road, so it's really expensive. So we hunt, we fish, we farm, we provide for ourselves for the most part. We try to live as off the grid as possible. But yeah, and ever since then, coming out, restaurants, going into farming, once I finally realized that hospitality and that lifestyle, going from a dishwasher to when I was 15 years old to a corporate training director by the time I was 25, it was just like, no, I need to spend the next decade of my life working on myself and working on building my legacy or building my empire or whatever that would look like. And so I just stopped and put all my energy into what my actual goal was. So I learned a really hard lesson. I put energy into a path that was supposed to lead me to another path. But if I just put energy into the path that I wanted to put energy into, I would have been there a lot sooner. So I put my time and energy into making enough money in the hospitality industry so I could hopes to buy land when I should have just put all my energy and time into the agriculture industry, and I would have been able to have land a lot sooner. And 10 years ago, it would have been a lot cheaper too. So
yeah, no kidding.
Almost missed the bus on that one because land out here is astronomical.
Just wait a little bit. Housing market is dropping little by little, so just wait a little bit of time, and I think we're going to see land prices and housing. Well, no, land will sustain, but housing might go down. I think land will actually stay the same, so maybe don't listen to me.
I mean, depending on the area, especially. Sorry, I just leaned in. Depending on the area, especially, Maui, there might be a slight decrease in some aspects, but the people that have money on that island have money. And so it will be interesting. I definitely agree with you in the sense of there will be a revolving door of people because people kind of flocked here once the pandemic and everything started. And it's like all California people. And so basically they come, they're content for the moment, and then they try to change things or they try to build and they realize material is 10 times the price, and tractor work is, you're paying $700 a day for a guy, and then you're paying, another $1,000 for a tractor if you don't know somebody. And so it gets really expensive when you start doing things. And so they haven't realized that yet.
You said, sorry.
No.
You said they're trying to change things.
Yeah, so they come out here and they're escaping the lifestyle that they don't want to be part of, which is their mainland. I'm going to generalize mainland as its own lifestyle, even though it's going to be different between Midwest and South, and every Texas is different than anywhere.
For sure.
So, and so they come here seeking solitude or seeking something different because they don't like what's going on, and then they start realizing that the pleasantries or the amenities aren't the same as they are, or the luxuries aren't the same as they are on the mainland, because you guys are so grouped together. You have the ability to trade and barter, not, it's metaphorically speaking, Amazon delivers to you in 2 hours to a couple days. For us, it's 10 to 14 days, no matter what. Prime doesn't exist out here. It's just free shipping, which means that they can take however long they want, or you can pay $100 to ship.
That's crazy to think that we're so used to getting things on demand, and you have a limited selection of vegetables that you can eat, like, unless you grow them yourself. Like, that's to live that way. Is it not to like change the subject, but is it like as peaceful as I would or as one might imagine that would be?
I would say, yeah. I mean, it definitely takes a special kind of person to live in that way. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like I can go to the store and I can buy things, but again, it is limited, and there are 7,000 people that live on this island, so I'm not the type of person that's going to run to the store and buy all the toilet paper. I'm the type of person that's going to allow everybody to run to the store and grab what they need because I know that in the long run, I'm going to survive. Because I know how to hunt, I know how to butcher, I know how to field dress, I know how to fish, I know how to fillet, I know I can provide for myself. So it is very
And you're in a
humbling.
position.
Correct, and I am.
Sorry, I was just gonna
I
say you're in a position where, like, in the community that you would be taken care of because the people around there like you. So the community like embraces you as a farmer and as
right.
as someone trying to help them, not as an outsider. So
Yeah.
I find that really just really I've thought about that before. Like I think about, oh, if I move somewhere like awesome like that, would I really think it was that would it really be as good as it seems? But
As long as you have a collectivistic mindset, and I'll take the wolf mentality as well. The pack leader of the wolf doesn't lead from the front. Real leaders don't eat until their soldiers eat. And so leaders will make sure that everybody underneath of them is taken care of first, which is a good example of what John and Tyler are trying to do, honestly. They will always take care of the people underneath them because the leader will eat last. The leader will lead from the weakest point to make sure that he covers everything. And so that's what we are in this community, is that we showcase that we will think of ourselves last. We will make sure that we're taken care of because that's the only way that you can take care of other people. But we will make sure that we eat last and we will take care of our community. And we make sure that everybody knows that because we are very much collectivistic versus the individualistic mindset of what most Americans have been led to believe that they are. You know, I want to go next door and ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Here, I'm going to end up talking story for 45 minutes. So it's a lot harder, but that's what we look for out here. And that's why this island is so special. And so to answer your question, it is very humbling to live in that way because it makes you appreciate the little things. And that's really what matters. It's the needs versus the wants. You don't need you don't need very much, but we as humans want a lot.
definitely, that's very well said, man. I like that mentality, and yeah,
But
very well said.
don't get me wrong.
Sorry, Phoenix, I need to cut you off.
They fly people over like Phoenix for a couple days to pound out hairs, and I mean, I'm telling, like, our friend, she will literally call one of her dresser friends. They come over for 2 days, and all they do for 2 days straight is drink, smoke, and freaking do hair and nails. And they just pound out thousands of dollars of, like, they charge like $400 for these like each girl for Phoenix to come over and do hair for a couple days. And you're pounding out like 8 girls a day. Boom, 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 boom,
That's
boom, boom.
nuts.
How, dude?
So they do their, they do their, oh my God, sorry.
That's my fault. I think that's my fault.
Too funny.
You said it 3 times.
Yeah, just, yep, not going to say it again. Going to be respectful. Yeah. And so they go crazy. They like to do their nails. They like to look good and be done up. The guys are just guys because we're guys and we don't really give a shit. And so they splurge in certain aspects. So it's nice. But yeah, it's beautiful to only use and take what you need. And then if you have too much, you share it with your neighbors. Like when we did that late net the other day, everything that was extra that we couldn't eat in that physical, in that dinner, we gave to our neighbors. And so that's what I love.
That's awesome.
I love sharing.
So if there's a zombie apocalypse, can I come?
Yeah, you better run
ammo.
here. Yes, come here for real. I've had plenty of my friends like, so if something ever happened, yeah, my God, yeah, me. The uncle, he presses all of his own bullets. So he gets gunpowder and lead and presses all of his own bullets. He came out and showed me his cheat sheet. He's like, if you're going to shoot over 400 yards with this rifle and this scope, this is what you want to do for every 10 mile per hour wind. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to piss you off ever.
Dude, yeah, how long has he been doing his own bullets for? Do you know?
Man,
like around, like roughly
65. I think he's been doing it for 40 years.
that can be so dangerous, but if you do it right, like that's such a good skill to have because they're not gonna be if the zombies do come.
To a
If the
science.
zombies come, that
He starts dropping calibers and grains and speed and velocity. I'm like, Uncle, I'm not as smart as you think I am. Okay. Just tell me what caliber I
it
need
has
to
to be
use
done
to shoot that mother effer 700 yards away. Okay.
right.
That's all I need to know.
That's lethal information.
I mean, it is. It's. This is the place that I would want to be if something ever happened, for multiple reasons. Definitely in a very humbling place where people that are used. If there was a electromagnetic pulse or something, and all the technology was wiped out, obviously that would suck for all of us and our investments. But here on the island itself, like they wouldn't even feel it. They wouldn't even. They'd be like, "Oh, I don't have any Wi-Fi today." Okay, and just go on about their day.
That blows my mind because I just had a client, they were without Wi-Fi for a week, and she said that it was just like life altering for her and her children.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Like we live in the craziest time.
Yeah,
not just that, like like can you said we live in the craziest time, like expand on that if you don't mind.
I'm sitting here with 3 devices, and if my Wi-Fi went out, I would lose my mind. How would I talk to all my friends at 4:30 in the morning?
That's funny.
I'd be pretty pissed off if I couldn't. I have 2 Wi-Fi subscriptions, like 2 different companies, one with Google, one with
Starnet on the way.
Spectrum. Yeah. Yeah, Starlink. Yeah, Starlink. I was about to say Elton John instead of Elon Musk. Elton John, right? He invented the Teslas. Rocket Man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Rocket Man. Elton John. What if Elton John is Elon Musk?
Oh my gosh.
What if Elon Musk is Elon Musk? What if Elon Musk is Elton John's son?
It could be.
Okay, so back to Phoenix and talking to her. How are you doing?
Not about the battle between Elon Musk and Elton John.
It's intense.
What was the question?
How you doing today?
Oh my god, too funny.
I'm just kidding.
So, do you have a schedule that you usually use on Twitter? Like, or do you post a certain amount? Do you post at a certain time? Is there anything if you have people watching in the sense of like what you teach them?
Anybody?
No, I should do all of those things. And every week I'm like, okay, starting on Monday, I'm gonna hammer this out and plan my content, and then
Monday's the day. Monday's the day.
And then by 9 a.m. I give up on that. And just
yeah. You're like, yeah, I posted for today. It's fine. I'll do this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Controlled chaos. I love it.
Yeah. Control, I don't know. Chaos, absolutely.
Okay.
You're a morning poster. Like, I mostly post on Twitter in the morning or like by noon, and then I'm off of it because I hate that damn thing so much.
I have like such a love-hate because if you're not on there and you're not engaging, then you're forgotten.
Yeah, it's
exactly. Yeah. You can't take a break.
Yep.
I can take a break for like a couple days, but it sucks.
They want you on there.
Sometimes I cover up the trending topics with a piece of paper in front of my screen on my laptop. I just like fold a piece of paper and cover up all the trending topics, and everything else stays in line, so I don't have to keep moving it or anything. And that's what I have to do because it's just so much disinformation, misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
Not all lies, but they're putting it there for a reason. It's a thing, and I'm gonna let it go now.
Oh my gosh.
Back to you.
Oh my god.
Farmer.
Well, do you guys? I mean, an hour and 20 minutes into this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
think they want
going,
to hear us anymore.
But she has family she needs to get home to. It's late there.
You're still on you.
Do you have any questions, comments, or concerns, Phoenix? Again, we really appreciate you coming on here.
No, this was a ton of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it just helps you get ready for all the great things that you're going to do in the future moving forward too. All
Maybe
the podcasts
and
and
so awkward.
the blockchain babes
That's
things
right.
that you'll be doing. Make sure you turn your video on.
That's right.
Wear appropriate amount of clothing.
That does
yeah,
not bring the boys to the yard. Come on now.
that hey, that's the milkshake. You know that.
Gotta have the
Oh
milkshake.
my gosh. All right. So for anyone
All the boys.
that's still listening, thank you so much for dropping in. Hopefully
The
next
3
time
people.
Chad will be here. It's 5 now. Hey, Chad will be here, and maybe that will help drive people in here, and you'll tell Niles or Farmer to shut up. But if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and turn on those alerts. So next week at this time, when Chad and Charles are back with their next guest, you guys are already prepared and ready for it.
And if you're not a member of the Alpha Shares Discord, I highly recommend you join that. If you're not a part of the Alpha Shares family, I figure everybody here is watching this definitely, but well, not definitely, but yeah, check that out, and make sure to watch Law and Order SVU reruns on USA Network. I am not in it, and I have nothing to do with the show. Thank you.
Phoenix, do you have anything?
No.
Make sure
thanks
you
for-
make sure you follow Phoenix, at CryptoPhoenix16 on Twitter for all the updated information on bot trading and nutritional and everything else. Just kidding, sorry.
and
Go
all
ahead.
the trolling. No, I'm gonna keep
all the
that under
trolling she
control.
does of Thor and Hive and
Oh, you went there. Threw me under the bus.
oh my gosh.
You went there.
But yeah, we really appreciate you being on, and we really appreciate
Yeah.
everybody out there listening to us. So thank you again for coming. Alpha After Dark,
Dude.
Phoenix,
Yo,
Charles.
Doob, thank you to the voice of God. That's Doob. Doob, will you say hello? Doob.
Oh my gosh.
I can
This
say
is-
hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
This is all for our magic maker behind Doob as well. He's amazing, and the whole reason why we are running on time and technically advanced. If I did it, it'd be a failure. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Mahalo.